Wow, I don't even remember my intro anymore. God, it's been 3 months. 3 months since I've touched anything to do with YouTube. No OBS, no editing, nothing. And I hear you. Echo, what happened? What have you been doing? Who are you?
Where the hell have you been, Loka?
And I know I have a lot of explaining to do. 3 months I've been here. Disney Dreamlight Valley. And I think you guys deserve to know what I've been doing for 3 months when I haven't been doing YouTube. So I'm going to show you around my valley. Well, I explain a little bit about Disney Dreamlight Valley. So if you have any questions or if you don't know what's going on, I'll explain that. I'll talk a little bit about upcoming plans. And I'll show you what I've been doing for 3 months. Now, you will notice that I have done a lot in this game. Comparatively, probably not as much as the people that have been playing this game since the beginning. But let me explain, okay? For starters, I did not think I was going to like this game. Because this game, just as a base level, is very similar to games like Palia or Animal Crossing. And I love those games. But for some reason, I had a preconceived notion coming into this game in particular that I wasn't going to like it as much. However, my mom was really into this game. And my mom is a person that does not play video games. At least she didn't prior to this. Now she has her whole YouTube channel. I love her. I love it for her. But she's the one that got me into this game. And she did so by she used my Xbox. I had a Xbox Game Pass, which allowed you to get this for free, essentially, on the Xbox. You could play through cloud saves only on the Xbox and just play the base game. And she was eating one day while she was playing in her valley, really early on in the game. And she was eating, so she needed both her hands to eat. So she handed me the controller and was like, "Hey, do you want to play?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever. I'll play for a little bit. I'm not going to like the game, but whatever." I played, and I, for some reason, really enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the way that you play. Like, the controls of the game were very satisfying to me. And the, farming and the types of things that you can do were very satisfying. So, I liked the game. And I continued to play the game. Matter of fact, I took over her valley. That sounds bad. She bought her own version of it on her own computer, which is what started her whole YouTube and all that stuff. But she did buy her own version of the game, but I did take over her valley originally. That being said, I took over her valley. I played the game pretty much religiously for multiple days. And then I bought it on the PC. I bought all of the expansion packs, and I've been pretty much keeping up with the updates as if this was my favorite game of all time. I'm not saying it's my favorite game, but I'm saying it's a very good game, at least for me. So let me show you what I've been doing for the past 3 months. If you're unaware, Disney Dreamlight Valley is considered a cozy life simulation adventure game, similar to things like Palia or Animal Crossing, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video. You create and name your own character who returns to their childhood play spot and then pretty much immediately falls asleep. When awoken, you are faced with Merlin. You know, the Merlin, like the powerful wizard. Yeah, that Merlin. Merlin explains that you have woken up in Dreamlight Valley. Throughout the conversation, you learn Dreamlight Valley is a very magical land in distress. A curse known as the Forgetting has taken over the valley, causing the residents, like Merlin, to, well, forget. Merlin states that he's been waiting for you, as you were the only one to restore the valley. Although he can't really remember how or why, because, the forgetting. Throughout the game, you complete quests, unlocking new characters and areas to your valley, all while attempting to understand and befriend the cause of the forgetting. There's a major story plot talking about teenage depression, angst, and the overall feeling of growing up. And that's way, way later into the story, but it does kind of place its seeds all throughout the entirety of the story as you learn the reason the character left the valley originally, the reason the forgetting does exist, and who the forgetting actually is. As you unlock areas and characters, you're able to add characters to your valley, and then you can discuss with them daily. Each of them has a leveling up tree, which allows you to do extra quests and gain extra items that you can place within your valley or where. This game at its core is a cozy decorational type of game, but it does have a story. It does have quests and it does have characters that you interact with on the daily. This game does have some interesting mechanics, aka you can quote hang out with the characters where if you assign them a certain task that they're I guess good at, they will give you extra. So for instance, there are rocks around the valley that you can mine for certain gems. And if you happen to have a friend following you around that is good at mining, they may give you some extra gems when you're done mining that rock. So there's some interesting mechanics in regards to that. There's also a whole mechanic regarding having a friend that you're hanging out with does. They sometimes can give you extra of whatever it is you're working on, whether it's mining or harvesting or whatever. However, the only thing that's different about them is they can be attached almost like clothing items and they give you extra pocket space in your backpack. So that's another interesting little mechanic. This valley is where I have spent almost every single day for the past 3 months of my life. Now, this game is not the only reason I have been gone. My mental state has been in a pretty rough mood for a while. This isn't something I will go into great depth about on the internet because that's just not something that I don't know. I just don't like doing that on the internet. Plus, I want this place to be kind of a positive area. I'm never going to hide that I am upset or anything, but I'm not going to go into deep depth about what I've been feeling. It's just been kind of hard lately to record and edit and be myself. Not to say that this quote unquote job is hard at all. It's not even a job and it's not that hard. Simply just saying that I always told myself I would only do this for the fun and joy of content creation. And if I'm no longer enjoying it, I never intend on doing it. That being said, though, I have been doing a lot better recently. It comes and goes, but overall, if I had to put a percentage to it, like 70% of the time, I've been constantly thinking about getting back into recording, editing, and posting. So I have been doing a lot better and I am excited to get back into making videos. That all being said, I felt it was only fair that I shared a little bit of what I've been doing while I've been gone. And now I'm going to jump back into present me, who hasn't been showing you around my island. And I'm going to show you kind of like my daily routine of what I did almost every day getting onto this game. So every single day, the first thing I do in the morning is I come in and I buy out Kristoff's stall and I gather at least one round of Beast's flowers. Then I travel on down to please ignore my plaza. My plaza is horrible. It's in the process. I'll talk about it later. But I travel down to my first Scrooge's store in the plaza and I buy absolutely everything. I I don't like half of the things that I buy here, but I am a completionist and I feel the need to buy everything. So I do. I buy everything that I don't already have, which can be indicated by the little red dot that appears right above the number that says like, oh, this costs this much. I'm like, oh, I don't have that. So I buy it. I never look at pricing because let's be completely real. Oh, let's be completely real. I kind of cheat money in this game. It's not a cheat. It's a game mechanic. But I'll show you a little bit later what I do. What are these? What are these?
Oh,
Oh, oh, they're beautiful.
oh, 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 oh,
Oh my god, yes please. I need those. I love wings. Wings are my favorite. When I show you my outfits, oh. So that's the first plaza. That's the Plaza Scrooge shop done. So then I go up to Aladdin's stall up here in the Sunlit Plateau, or what I call my Agrabah area. Which you will have noticed by the editing on the video. Hopefully I do it right. If I remember to do it right. And I buy out all of the gems. They changed the texture on the shiny gems, I think. Because I don't think it was like that before the update. Or if it was, I just now noticed it. And then I teleport down to my Glade of Trust because I can't be bothered to fly that whole way. Or glide or whatever this is. Because I'm down here because Tiana has a food stall that you can buy a bunch of food from. And I like doing this to keep myself stocked up with energy so I can glide around. There we go. All right, so that is the entirety of the morning routine for Dreamlight Valley. Just Valley. I have bought all of the expansion packs that are currently available to the game, including Eternity Isle, Wish Blossom Ranch, and Storybook Vale, I think is the wording. I don't think those are the actual wordings of the expansion pack, but those are the wordings of the towns that they come with. And each town that I have opened up comes with another Scrooge shop. So let's go check that out. We'll start in Wish Blossom Ranch. So real quickly, I'm going to take a brief break to show you that when I mentioned at the beginning of this game that I've done a lot, but probably not as much as the people who have done this game since the beginning, but I've done a lot in the game. I mean in the collections aspect. So in Dreamlight Valley alone, I have unlocked 100% of the characters, and up until the most recent update, which happened just yesterday as of me filming this, I had leveled up all of the characters. So, like up to the max of 10. Now I have Hercules and Phil now that are not leveled up because I just got them yesterday. It's surprising enough that he's at 5. So give me a break, okay? I'm kidding. But of the 3 other expansion packs, I have also gotten all characters, leveled them all up from Wish Blossom Mountains, and have done all of their quests. So the only quests I have open are quests from either the new characters or Eternity Isle, which I opened and am still working on. So bear with me here. But that means that I've gotten all of Wish Blossom Mountains done, and up until the new update, I had all of Dreamlight Valley done as well. That has since changed. So this is my house in Wish Blossom Ranch. I've done absolutely no decorating, so there'll be no walkthrough like you saw in the original. But the inside of my house is the same, and this is the only room that is decorated. And it's decorated in my new favorite color, apparently, which is blue. I'm not confident enough to confidently say that's my new favorite color. For years, it's been green and pink. And suddenly, out of nowhere, blue has been one of the most intriguing colors to me lately. So, I'm not going to say it's my new favorite color, but it's pretty dang close. So, once all areas are unlocked from the different expansion packs, you're able to add the little stalls and booths and stuff that your characters have to these areas, and you'll start getting things from those areas. So, for instance, Moana's stall for her fishing boat will start giving me fish like mountain whitefish, red alpine bass, and those kinds of fish, the satin finned beta, that are not normally in the original Dreamlight Valley, which I think is really kind of cool. So I've added all of these, and I have to go through and gather all of them. That does include Beast's. I have a list, but that does include Beast's flower shop up here, because he'll give flowers that can only be found in this area. Aladdin's shop is one of my favorites because it's been so hard to get Jasper for me for some reason. So I love being able to just buy it because, listen, I am rich in this game, okay? Rich, which again, I'll come back to later. And, of course, Kristoff's material stall, which is very nice to have. Alongside those stalls, you also have a whole shop, a whole nother Scrooge's shop that is completely decked out and different than the one in Dreamlight Valley. So I have to go through and buy all of these as well. I was just going to speed this up, but I'm really excited about this wallpaper. This wallpaper is from the new Hercules. It's in his house. When you get his house placed, it's so beautiful. Okay, back to speed up time. All right, so that is the Wish Blossom Ranch one bought out. Now I'm going to go deposit all of this that's in my inventory because I have a big inventory, but this takes up a lot of it. So I'm going to go deposit all of that in my house. And then I will be checking out the Eternity Isle. Now, I do not have Eternity Isle completely unlocked yet, so I only have Scrooge's shop as of right now. Now, by the time I edit this, a whole load of shit could probably change. So I have that house covering for my house right now in Eternity Isle, but I'm not super excited about it, so I may end up changing it as time goes on, but for right now, that's what we got. All right, so that was Eternity Isles all bought out as well. So it's not cheating, but this is actually some of the lowest money I've had in a really long time. I have consistently had upwards of 5 million coins in this game consistently. It's not cheating. It's a game mechanic. I'm just exploiting the game mechanic. It's capitalism, baby. So in this game, I think it's after you finish the full game, like you finish the main story, you're allowed to get floating islands, or maybe you have them for a while. I'm not for sure. And using Dreamlight, which is a concept you gather by doing like duties and random tasks around the valley, using Dreamlight, you can unlock the different islands. I automatically think I was given the Plaza and the Ancient Island. The Plaza Island is kind of a mess right now. It's kind of chaotic, but it's eventually going to be every single gardenable item from the valley, like Dreamlight Valley base game, except for one thing. And that's going to be pumpkins. Now, this doesn't look crazy right now, but I guarantee you this at one point was and will be completely filled again of all just rows and rows of pumpkins. And I'll show you why. So this is not that many pumpkins. I've previously had this whole thing and more decked out with pumpkins before. But each pumpkin, one pumpkin, is worth 664 coins, okay? So when I go back out here to my valley and I sell them to Goofy, Sunlight Plateau is the easiest to get to. I sell them to Goofy, it's going to give me quite a substantial amount of money. And if I have that whole island filled to the brim with pumpkins at any time, just ready to go, I'm going to be a billionaire with no problems, no qualms for money, even the slightest bit. So that's how I keep above 1 million. Pretty much consistently. Also, I'll sell some dirt because, yeah. So just that little amount that took me less than a minute to collect, by the way, is 106,000 coins. Now, take that and probably like times it by 100 because of how many rows there are in that island, and boom, billionaire. This is not revolutionary by any means. People do this like crazy. I'm talking about it. Just kidding. The only other thing I think I haven't shown you yet or talked, well, I haven't talked about the new update, but I haven't shown you yet my outfits. This is my basic outfit. I kind of use a major of like 3 outfits in total running around, and they're usually like the least graphic. Like, they're not the big flowy dresses. They don't have a lot of excessive sparkles or things like that. Just because it's kind of distracting in my opinion. This outfit I've entitled, quote, sadness, because you get this outfit, like the main overalls and everything, from a quest with sadness. So, thought that was kind of cute. These are only a few of the notable outfits I've made. This one includes the Tigger tail from Wish Blossom Ranch. Thought it was quite cute. Also, you cannot see it, but she has little orange nails on because the whole thing was to be orange. This outfit is one of the only outfits that has like a massively flowing, beautiful dress. And this outfit I actually bought. I bought it off the premium shop, which takes like real money, but it's a gorgeous outfit. Total props to the people that worked on the design of it, and the way the dress moves is just, I mean, this, I have to be PG-13, so I have to be careful with my wordings, but this is just makes you feel a type of way, you know? I've entitled this outfit Merlina, almost to be like the daughter of Merlin, because it feels kind of sorcery wizardy esque. So that's what this outfit is. I definitely have a few other outfits, but my next one is going to be arguably my favorite outfit by far. This is probably my absolute favorite outfit. So you may not know me very well, and that's okay, but I love Disney. I love Disney characters, and I have a couple favorite from growing up, like Mulan, Tiana, those kinds of things. But I have to say that I don't think there is literally any character that I've loved recently in Disney more than Alice and the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. Um, I've always liked Alice in Wonderland, but for some reason recently, Alice has just grabbed onto my mental state, and I've been learning everything there is to know about Alice in Wonderland and the different like theories of what people think it could mean, and also just the movie itself, trying to dissect it. And I'm talking about the original. I don't mind the one with I think it's Johnny Depp. I don't mind that one. I'm talking about the original. Um and so that being said, this is probably my favorite outfit by far. It's got the little Cheshire Cat ears. This dress is actually a dress you get from Alice when you finish one of her quests. The shoes are little like dolly shoes with the frilly socks, and of course, the blue pigtails. I think this is my magnum opus of an outfit. And I'm no fashionista, so don't come at me. But I love it. And this is also probably the outfit I use the absolute most when I'm running around my little island here. So the last thing I did want to talk about here is the brand new update, which adds Hercules and Phil to the game, and a whole crap load. Who am I kidding? A whole fuckload of Greek architecture, Greek styling, just beautiful Greek styling added to the game now, both in things that you can buy in the premium shop, but also the current star path that's going on. And I am eating this shit up like it is a feast, and I've never had food. I am having so much fun with this stuff. Greek and Roman, but Greek is like my shit. Okay. My mom, who I've told you at the beginning of this video, was way, way into this game before I was. And she's on every Discord. She's found her like little streamers and YouTubers that she's absolutely loving. So happy for her. But she keeps up with this game a lot more than I do. Something you need to know about me, I don't keep up with dates or like anything. I'm super into K-pop. I've mentioned that in a couple of videos. And I never know when a group is coming back. I never know when something new is going to drop. Unless it's like a reoccurring thing that happens every year, like the holidays, birthdays, or anniversaries, or Pride Month, or anything. I never know. I never know when it's going to happen. I don't pay attention to dates. That's the worst thing about me. But that being said, I didn't have any idea what this update was. When my mom was talking about it, she was like, do you know anything about this? I was like, I think it's a Hercules update. And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Don't know. I think she was so excited. She was like, you're going to love this. And I was like, let me see. Like, don't talk too much, you know. I'm very skeptical when it comes to certain games, especially games that, not naming names, but games that definitely have money and fan bases to back them up, and yet they're a little underdeveloped. I'm kidding. Am I? I'm kidding. Okay. But that being said, I'm very skeptical about games. I always enjoy the process of games, but I'm very, very technical when it comes to things that I state I enjoy, or things that I state that I like, rather. She was like, you're going to love this. And I was like, okay. Well, we're here. And I fucking love this update. I am so excited. I have so many furniture ideas. Oh, ignore everything I just bought. I have so many furniture ideas and options that I'm going to absolutely deck out this plaza with. This is my plaza. This is like the first thing you're supposed to see when you come into the game. It's like your shopping district. It's where I have Remy. It's where I have Scrooge. It's where I have the boutique that Daisy does, which is where you can decorate your own outfits. And it looks like this. Not for long. The next time you see this, if you see this at all, I'm going to be filtering this little furniture list thing here by Hercules. And all of this beautiful Greek architecture is going to be covering this plaza. I am so excited. I can't even describe how excited I am. I mean, just if I could get it to look, I mean, it is just, it's everything. It's everything I've ever wanted. So I'd like to extend a personal thank you to whoever decided to update the game with this. I appreciate you. I know it's not Disney, but if there's any way you could add like ancient Egypt stuff into this, I will eat whatever part of your body you want me to eat. That sounds like a threat. No. Take that away. Back it up. I am so in love with this update. That's all I want to say. So anyways, that was my update on the Hercules thing that I wanted to add at the end of this, because I'm super excited to add more to this valley than what you've already seen. So, that being said, I'm not going to be gone for 3 more months where you don't see anything because I'm just decorating and working through this valley. But, hopefully maybe I'll post an update or a quick speed build or something. I don't know. Nothing too crazy, but, because I do kind of want to keep this game a little bit more to just my enjoyment of the game and not something that, like, I feel like I have to do for YouTube. So, you may not see it. You may see it. I may post pictures rather than a full video. Or maybe I'll throw it into an intro of another video. I don't know. We'll see. But with all that being said, I do think I see the sun. So that seems to be all the time that we have for tonight. I do hope you had a lovely night, just as I did. And I hope you enjoy your beautiful morning coming up. We will meet again when the moon is high to see what another night will bring us. Love you all, and I hope you have sweet dreams. I'm super excited to get back into videos. I hope you guys are excited to come along. So, bye-bye.